today's topic is humility. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran in Surah al-Kahf, Surah number 18, ayah 66, when talking about the story of Musa alayhi salam, where he says, قَالَ لَهُ مُوسَى هَلْ أَتَّبِعُكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُعَلِّمَنِي مِمَّا عُلِّمْتَ رُشْدًا. Musa alayhi salam said to him, this him is referring to Khidr. He says, may I follow you on the condition that you teach me from what you have been taught of sound judgment. So a little bit of a backdrop of this story. Musa alayhi salam, the story is narrated in books of hadith, where Musa alayhi salam is talking to his people, Bani Israel, and somebody asks him a question. He says, who is the person who is the most knowledgeable? And Musa alayhi salam, after a little bit of thought and deliberation, answers the question, honestly speaking, being a prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that he is the most knowledgeable person that he knows. So while that very well may have been a true statement, the reality is that it wasn't necessarily the most appropriate response. And what would have been the most appropriate response is to say, Allah knows best, Allahu A'lam. And so at this time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses to teach Musa alayhi salam a lesson. In his divine way, he does the tarbiyah of his prophet. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon him. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs Musa alayhi salam that there actually is somebody who does know more than you. His name is Khidr. And once Musa alayhi salam realizes that there's actually somebody who does know more than him, his immediate response is to go out and find this person and learn from this person. Learn from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught this person. And from this story, we learn so many different lessons. That Musa alayhi salam, he learned his lesson. That what he responded to his people was not necessarily the most appropriate thing, but he had the humility to recognize that. And once he was taught by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that actually there is somebody who knows more, he didn't make it about himself, but rather he had the humility to go and seek out that knowledge and learn from this person, because this person clearly knew something that he didn't. So Musa alayhi salam, being a prophet of God, still had the humility to learn from somebody else. And now he didn't expect that knowledge to come straight to him, just land in his own lap. Rather, he went and traveled. He took his his own young student along with him to find this person al-Khidr so that he could learn from him. So Musa alayhi salam, again, I'm emphasizing, a prophet of God, somebody who, very honestly speaking, could have very well been the most intelligent, most knowledgeable person living in the world at that time, but he still had the humility to go and seek out knowledge from somebody else. So he didn't expect it to come to him directly, but he went and traveled to seek out knowledge. That recognizing full well that knowledge doesn't just come to you, you have to go and seek it. And he had the humility to do so. And lastly, that he didn't just expect the teacher to teach him just because he got there, but he actually made that request, asked the question to al-Khidr, which is mentioned in this verse, that Musa alayhi salam asked, هَلْ أَتَّبِعُكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُعَلِّمَنِي. Is it okay that I follow you so that I may learn a little bit from you? تُعَلِّمَنِي مِمَّا عُلِّمْتَ رُشْدًا. So that I may learn what you have been taught. Because you have been taught something that I don't have. So because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with something that I don't have, I want to learn from that. I want to gain from that as well. And so Musa alayhi salam made this request, and he had the humility to make this request from his teacher. So we learn from this story many, many different examples of how Musa alayhi salam showed his humility towards al-Khidr. He went and sought out knowledge, he recognized his mistake, and he went and asked permission to learn from a teacher, and he didn't expect knowledge to just come to him directly. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to be people who have the humility of Musa alayhi salam, who are able to learn from our mistakes, and when we recognize that knowledge is in front of us, we go out and seek it. Ameen, Ya Rabbal Alameen.
Qalam is dedicated to the mission of making the knowledge of this beautiful religion of Islam accessible to everyone. From the millions of people listening to the podcast, to the hundreds of thousands of people watching these videos, to the tens of thousands of people that are taking online classes, and so much more work that Qalam is doing, we here at Qalam are committed to continuing this good work. And this is where you come in. We're asking you to partner with us to secure your sadaqah jariyah of all the people that have benefited from Qalam, continue to learn from Qalam, and inshallah in the future will continue to learn and benefit from all the work that Qalam inshallah will continue to do. Please go to supportqalam.com and donate generously. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.